Alright, everything's good. Hey guys, MRG here with episode 12 of my Bloodborne Let's Play. As you guys know, I do 2 episodes a day if you guys are just tuning in to the series. If you want to see the rest of it, just go to my YouTube, click on my YouTube username and go to playlists. You should find the whole playlist there. Pretty easy. In the last episode, at least, we went through the old Hunter's Workshop and found the secret area where it's basically the Hunter's Dream, but in the real world. Gurman and the doll weren't there. Well, the doll kind of was, but it was like a non-living version of the doll. Anyway, in this episode, we are going to continue the time or period of the day. Change the midday or late day to nighttime. Evening, sorry.
Master William, I come to bid you farewell. Oh, I know. You think now to betray me.
No, but you will never listen. I tell you, I will not forget our adage.
We are born of the blood, made men by the blood, undone by the blood. Our eyes are meant to open.
Fear the old blood. I must take my leave.
That is required to continue the game. If you don't touch the skull, which is actually Lawrence's skull, there's no way you could progress through the story of the game. A few things change. If you didn't do many of the side quests, I'm pretty sure at this point those side quests are unable to be completed since each of them require a certain time of the day. I think some of the enemy placements change also, but one cool thing is these giants, during the nighttime they actually sleep, they do nothing unless if you hit them, so you can just pretty much ignore them. To be honest, I kind of forget what's down that way, but I don't think we need to go that way currently. I almost said correctly. I almost did it again. Correct. Oh, I guess I was wrong. Doesn't matter. They don't chase, so we'll just run for our lives. Ouch. Run behind this dude. No, I was wrong. Not this way. It's a different path. We'll kill this guy real quick so I can actually think for a second, if you guys don't mind. Make sure there's no item over here. Nope, I think there is, but that happened so long ago I totally forgot. I just saw some dude commit suicide. Should I? Should I call someone for the guy who just jumped? Sorry about the delay. This area is kind of confusing, so I always kind of forget where I go. But we'll kill this thing real quick. Just you could easily stagger that thing to death, so it's not a major threat. And we were going the right way in the first place, so I totally wasted time. So I apologize. That's okay though. I remember there being Alfred right here. Huh. I wonder why he's not there, because we spoke with Alfred. Like, I don't understand why he wouldn't be there. The cutscene gave us the correct password. Or the... Did I say the password gave us the password? The cutscene earlier gave us the password. Yeah, so the guy guarding the door was dead the whole time, so it was just a ghost holding the door. Makes total sense when you think about it. I'm pretty sure we'll meet up with Alfred again. He shows up there eventually, but I kind of wanted to speak with him because he gives you a little more information on Bergenworth. Oh well. So, welcome to the Forbidden Woods. Honestly, I both like this area, but also hate this area. The area has some kind of annoying enemies, at least later. As you can see, those guys throw oil urns at you, so be very careful. You can see a little icon right near my Molotov cocktail. That means you're covered in oil. That thing lasts forever. If you get hit by a torch or fall off a cliff like I just did because I'm a total noob, never mind, that guy did too. That's kind of funny, not gonna lie. That'd be funny if I get blood echoes for it, but nah, I won't. What I was trying to say is, if you're covered in oil and get hit by fire, you take more damage than you would normally. Those guys carry torches. A lot of enemies in this area carry torches, and this will be, at least for... This will be the first instance of an area where I won't be able to do it completely in one episode. That's how long this area is. It's going to be probably what I say a... Why do I always have to add more words than I should? It's probably going to be like a 3 or 4 episode area. Also, depending on how long it takes me to beat the boss in the area, because that boss is legitimately the first one that gives me trouble. So I apologize for that very horrible attempt at the Forbidden Woods. I don't normally suck that badly, guys. I'm sorry. Honestly, I feel like I should just restart this episode because I really don't like the performance of it so far. So, how long are we in? I hate to do it, but no, we already did the cutscene. If we didn't do the cutscene already, I would restart, but I'm not going to do it. This is Alfred.
Oh, good to see you safe. Now, let's think up something to discuss. Just tell me what piques your interest.
So, I think the new options are Bergenworth, but we'll listen to all three just in case.
The Healing Church is the foundation
This could take a minute or two.
of blood healing. Well, I'm a simple hunter, quite unfamiliar with the ins and outs of the institution, but I have heard that the holy medium of blood healing is venerated in the main cathedral, and that councillors of the old church reside in the high stratum of the cathedral ward. If you seek blood healing, and the church is willing, you should pay them a visit. Bergenworth is an old place of learning, and the Tomb of the Gods, carved out below Yharnam, should be familiar to every hunter. Well, once a group of young Bergenworth scholars discovered a holy medium deep within the tomb. This led to the founding of the Healing Church and the establishment of blood healing. In this sense, everything sacred in Yharnam can be traced back to Bergenworth. But today, the college lies deep within a tangled wood, abandoned and decrepit. And furthermore, the Healing Church has declared Bergenworth forbidden ground. It's unclear how many of its scholars remain alive, but only they know the password that allows passage through the gate. Ah, there's something I want to tell you. A bit of wisdom from the eminent master Ligarius. Once, a scholar betrayed his fellows at Bergenworth and brought forbidden blood back with him to Canehurst Castle. It was there that the first of the inhuman Vile Bloods was born. The Vile Bloods are fiendish creatures who threaten the purity of the Church's blood healing. The ruler of the Vile Bloods is still alive today. And so, to honor my master's wishes, I search for the path to Canehurst Castle. I bid you may the good blood guide.
I wonder how, if he knows that the healing churches are actually pretty much the bad guys of the game. Regardless, let's just move on. I kind of spoiled it a little bit, but we'll learn more about that shit anyway, so... By the time we get to that point, though, I'm pretty sure you guys will forget what I just said, so it's not a big deal. Anyway. If you guys wanted to, you can attack him and fight him for a weapon of his, but it's not really worth the time at the moment. And I totally forgot to show you guys what the new Radiant badge, the Radiant Hunter badge that we got an episode or two ago, or last episode, does. Next, go back to Hunter's Dream, I'll show you. But if it wasn't for that cutscene, I would restart this episode. The cutscene where you, when you touch the skull. Because there's no way to replay cutscenes in this game, at least that I know of, so just, I don't want to do that anyway. Oh yeah, it would be good. I'd 3-shot that dude. Normally, if it was like a 4-shot, I'd maybe go grind, but it'll be good. So this area is a bit interesting because it's kind of like a 2-part area. One area has different enemies from the last. For the first half at least, it's going to be a lot of hunter-based enemies, and you're going to mostly want to watch out for their oil urns because a lot of them carry fire-related items, and they can do a lot of damage to you, so that's one... I just warn you guys, if you get hit by the oil urns, just stay away from anything fire-related. I get lost in this section too, so you're going to see me get lost in this section a lot. There's an executioner. Get close! Visceral! Please kill. Yes! Plus that is, being a skill-based character, my visceral attacks do more damage, so if I was doing strength, that wouldn't do as much. See, why couldn't the other executioner back in Central Yarnum guard anything? Seriously, I think that's only there to trip up new players and get new players killed, because people will think, oh, there must be something really good over there, but in reality, it's just an enemy in an empty alleyway. It's kind of weird, because after this point, there's only going to be like 1 or 2 other executioners in the game, and after that, I don't think there's any more, which is kind of odd. So they're early to mid-game enemies. Here's a lantern, so that's fantastic. That gate is a shortcut for later. We're not going to have to worry about that for now, which is kind of good. Holy crap, we already have 15,000? Oh no, I had like 8,000 before I fell off the cliff, so never mind, that makes sense. Alright, real quick, let's head back to Hunter's Dream because I want to show you guys the Radiant Saw Hunter badge. Not Saw, the Hunter badge. There's another badge called a Saw badge, so that's kind of where I got mixed up. Radiant sword. Not saw. Sword. So yeah. Oh, freak yes. Okay, we got a lot of good shit on this one. So here in this guy, you get access to fire paper, which is amazing. It's a really useful equip to have because it does more damage to beast enemies. I would personally buy a lot of these just because it's very much worth the price. I'm not going to buy them right now, but they're good to have. You could also buy Bone Marrow Ash, so that increases the damage of Quicksilver. I personally don't use them, so if you guys want to use it, go ahead. In terms of weapons, you get the Ludwig Holy Blade. And no, this is not the Moon Blade. This is a little bit different. It's a strength base, so I'm not going to be using it whatsoever, but it's a pretty good weapon. It's a bit heavy. Its first form, it's like a one-handed sword. It's pretty quick and has a good thrust attack. Its second form is a heavy greatsword type weapon, two-handed, and it also has a really heavy thrust attack. It's all around a pretty good weapon, I like. It's not one of my favorites. I personally don't really use it, but to each their own, I guess. You also get access to Ludwig's rifle, which is a pretty damn cool gun. I kind of want to test it out, so I might pick it up just to test it out a little bit, since I'm doing kind of a blood tinge-ish kind of build. Also a flame sprayer, which we already have access to from Gilbert early on, so we don't really need to buy that. And what I consider probably my favorite set in the game, the Tomb Prospector set. I'm going to be saving up for this off screen because this set is legitimately one of my personal favorites, and I usually run all, if not 3 pieces of it throughout the whole game. So definitely going to be saving up for that. I would recommend it too because its stats are just pretty damn solid. And I know gear stats don't really matter as much in this game as it does in like Dark Souls, but I still like it a lot. It's pretty damn solid. With that... Oh, I guess I could show you guys again real quick because I kind of forgot. I apologize. It also gives you access to buying base bloodstones for upgrading weapons, so that's pretty damn useful. Really cool. You can also buy fire paper and bolt paper here at the Insight shop. I'm personally going to be picking up 5 of these just because I have 0, and I don't really mind about keeping Insight. It's not really that useful to me, at least at this point. I would recommend keeping around 10-ish at each time, just so you can summon enemy NPCs and stuff for bosses and things like that. I also want to repair my weapon, and I guess I can't fortify. Oh, I need chunks now. Jesus Christ. Okay. Chunks are definitely a little bit later in the game, so we're not going to be worrying about that. I don't really use this, so I'll equip the Ludwig rifle. First time I'm using this too. That thing looks sick. It's totally steampunk. I love it. Oh yeah. And once you beat Vicar Amelia, as well as change the time of day, you get the Eye of the Blood Drunk Hunter, sorry. This is a DLC item. This lets you access the DLC. I'm not going to be doing that right now at all. That's going to be much later in the game, but I'll talk more about it when we actually do it. The DLC is like $20, I think, on the PlayStation Store. Is it Forbidden Woods? I was like, when I first beat Vicar Amelia, I was like, when do I get the eye? I usually progress the time of day right after I beat her, but I wanted to wait a little bit because there were some side quests I wanted to get done, as well as some areas before we start the next section. So that's what I wanted to do. This episode's been going on for quite a while, hasn't it? Shit, 20 minutes already? Well, I'm not really planning on doing too much more. I want to do a kind of a subsection, and then the rest of the Forbidden Woods tomorrow. Well, good stagger potential. Low damage, but good stagger potential. Kind of a shotgun. Except that's not a freaking rifle. When I think of rifles, I think of kind of like, well, not a sniper, but like kind of more long range. It's alright. I'm personally going to stick with the blunderbuss for now. There's another gun I want to get later, but we're not going to be getting it for a long time. Do not step on that. That's a trap. Basically, what's going to happen is that giant log will fall down and hit you. Swing back, and when it swings again, it's going to break and actually roll off the cliff right here, so it can hit you even if you dodge it. Do not hit it. I'm pretty sure enemies could trip it up, but other than that, like, don't really risk it. It's not worth it. I'm sure it could pretty much one-shot you. I don't know. I haven't really fallen for it except for my first playthrough, so... that was interesting. Twin blood shards. Yeah, that's awesome. So when I get, like, the weapon I want to use for the rest of the game, that's going to be helpful. Down that way is some dogs. I think one spotted me, actually, as well as some guys. I'm going to drop down there, kill this dog. I thought I actually missed there for a second. Oh, shit. You missed. So yeah, you can see there's like a piece of shit. I was in the middle of talking about shit. I was in the middle of killing you! Fuck. What am I doing to the dude? He's like humping me in the head now. That's not why I hate this area. There's another reason why I don't hate it, but another reason why I don't like it is... And like is different than hate. Hate means like I completely hate it and don't want anything to do with it. Don't like is just like I don't like it as much as other sections. It's cool, but you get the point. You get the point. Oh well. There's always that one area in each game that someone sucks at, and for me it's kind of this area. I know a lot about like early game, but mid to late, like I start losing a lot of memory about this game, and I'm not as good as it. I'm not as good, so I fully apologize for that. Why are these guys kind of beasts? I mean, they're kind of transforming into one. Please reach. Bingo bongo. I'm pretty sure these enemies, those dogs, count as beasts. Ever since I finished watching Steven Universe, I've been doing Bingo Bongo a lot. And yes, I remember the dickhead right over there. That asshole has my souls. Took a Molotov to the face. You know you're badass when you take a Molotov to the face and just keep walking. I guess if you're not wearing like super heavy clothes that soak in the alcohol, you could actually kind of just walk through a fire. Or a Molotov. Before it starts really burning, so... Plus video game logic. Although in real life you're probably going to be dead by the time you get anywhere. Come here, buddy. Damn it, he's smart. I mean, he walked in the fire at first, so I guess not very, but... I mean, then again, he's one of those shield dudes, so... Yeah, one thing about this game is, unlike Dark Souls, shields are complete garbage in this game. Like, they're virtually useless, especially that one. There's only, like, 2 shields in the game, and one of them is in the DLC. Which, at least for me, is late game. This episode's already been going on for 30 minutes, man. I feel like an idiot, but I think shit happens, I guess. Right over this way is a Wandering Nightmare, I guess. That survives with, like, barely any HP. As well as a crow that's kicking my butt. Honestly, I didn't really remember that area existing. Yeah, this area, there's just, like... This is why it's going to take a while. It has a lot of, like, breaking paths, and it could take easily a while. Over this way, do not step on that wood, because if you do, you'll be ambushed. That is a trap. This area is also full of traps, not... Well, not... there's traps in this area, but not, like, everywhere. Go over this area, you're gonna fight this large huntsman with... It is required by the law of Dark Souls that your first attack on enemies misses. Like 50% of the time. Had to specify. The cold blood. $30 minutes. Alright. So there's like a huge village over there, but I'm going to be skipping that for the time being. Kill these dogs. These dogs actually ambush you later if you don't kill them, so it's worth it. There was actually a glitch in the game before it was patched out, where if you kill these dogs and then go to an area where I'm going to be going actually in a few moments, and walk around a certain table, you could actually basically de-zone the enemy, and then when you walk around the enemy, basically, or walk around the table, pretty much the dogs will de-zone or despawn from the game and then spawn into the game again. And if you keep doing that, you just build up blood echoes like crazy. I think it was patched out, but I mean, it was kind of a funny glitch. I'll show you more about it later. The White Church set, I'm pretty sure, is a better version of the... Sorry, I didn't want to use that. The Black Church set. It has more elemental resistance versus physical resistance, which is pretty damn useful. And since the area we're about to go into has a lot of poison, I think I'm going to... I'm going to equip it. I'm going to equip it for now. Well, except for that. I'm really worried about this next section because it's full of a lot of enemies that are kind of annoying, and I don't have a lot of antidotes, so... Oh well. Once we're done with this upcoming section, I'm going to end the video, so this whole village is going to be in another episode. So in this cave... Oh god, I'm sorry, this cave is probably going to take quite a while. This episode's probably going to be pushing 50 minutes. I know one of these bodies drops antidotes, so that's good. We have more antidotes to use. Don't drop down that, that's just like a death pit. So this area has 3 giants in here, and they hit like a truck. There's one right there, there's one right there near the tombstone, and there's another one kind of kneeling down. This poison water is poison, so basically I like cheesing these dudes by hitting them, getting them to come towards me, and running into the cave that you enter this section from, because you can easily deal with them better that way. And you don't have to step into the poison to fight them, because that poison builds up very quickly. Ouch. That hit. They can't reach you from here. It looks like he can, but no, he can't. I mean, he can reach you, but he can't walk further into the cave. That's what I meant. Blue elixir, that's a pretty rare item, and you kind of forget what it does. I need to stop clicking that side of the thing. I'm used to Diablo, even though I haven't played that game in like a year. It makes bodies undetectable. Okay, so it just kind of disguises you, or hides you. That one doesn't really do anything until you walk up close to it. This area is also full of these leech enemies that can be really annoying. By leech, I mean like worms. Most of the items in this section are just like blood gems, and I'm probably just gonna skip a lot of them because honestly they're not really that useful to me, and I don't want to deal with those the worms. I hate the worms. They're basically the dogs of this area. Luckily, this poison is slow. Like, you can see I'm taking barely any damage from it, but it adds up, and... So just heal through it, don't waste your antidotes. Since I'm out of the poison now, I'm gonna just use one. Heal up. Get ready. And cheese. So these guys, in my opinion, are like the combination of the kidnapper enemy and the cathedral giants. I forget if I don't know if they have a specific name though. I'll look up in a minute once I'm done killing this mofo. Okay, now that's dead, I'll look up if it has a specific name. Nope, they're just called giants still, church giants. Though these ones are a lot stronger. Even though they're bare-fisted, I consider them a lot stronger than the other ones. So you can avoid the lake as much as you can by walking around the sides of the cave, the cavern. The way we want to go, I think, is through that lit cave entrance. And as you can see, yep, there's the worms. Oh! Duck me! Wow, just barely. I was talking about the poison bar. The poison bar is on the top center of the screen. I just about shit my pants. Ah, damn it. He's... No, he didn't. Okay. Let's kill him. I want to get rid of him. Bring it on, bitch. I can't think of anything. You giant loser? Okay. Better than bitch, I guess. One thing about these guys is they lose interest. I want to say quickly, but a lot sooner than a lot of other enemies. Except for that guy, apparently. Like, he really wants to beat the shit out of me, even though I'm in a pretty secure cave. So I guess the reason why the poison's not as effective on me is because I have a lot of poison resistance with my, church outfit on. Which I guess kind of makes sense since it's called the Healing Church. I guess they're used to, healing up. How much HP do this? 1000 HP. Wow. So those three dudes combined have as much HP as Cleric Beast. The first boss we defeated in the Let's Play. Dirty Blood Gym. Yeah, I'm gonna go for as many of the items as you can. I'm not gonna... You know, I'll go for all of them. Why not? We're already here. I'm not gonna come back to this section anyway, so it's not like... There's only one major spot that I could kind of consider very dangerous in this cavern once those giants are dead, but yeah. That ladder is what we want to go in a minute, but I'm gonna kind of avoid it for now. And I'm just gonna heal through the poison. I have a lot of potions. We're not really gonna need a lot for the upcoming section. Yeah. Please burn. That did jack shit in damage. Wow. Okay. This is the one of two areas these things appear in. For a second there, I thought I had 5 vials, but I was just looking at my Molotov count. The area I'm worried about is through here, I believe. No. Wait, is it? Yes. There's a crap load of worms in this section. That whiffed. Okay. So one thing about worms is they hit hard. and fast. Even though they're just really long, weird, tubular bastards. They could gang up on you pretty easily, too. Is that it? Just those? Because I remember there being more. Huh. Please tell me I'm not gonna run into another... Nope, okay, we're good. And I think that's all the items in this section. Mostly just those triangular blood gems, which aren't really that useful to me since my weapon doesn't use those. Okay, there's that guy, but I'm just gonna ignore it. Haha, you whiffed. Let's see if you climb this. Oh, he doesn't even care. I was gonna say, see if you could climb this ladder, bitch. This ladder's kind of long. It's gonna take a while to climb it. Plus, this next section has really no enemies for us to worry about. There's one enemy I kind of think is a little bit of a pain in the butt, but besides that, the rest of them aren't really a big deal. So, put things in a little bit of perspective, we are right at the beginning of the game, basically. This is that courtyard that was locked behind a gate right after we exited the clinic. There's the clinic entrance right there. There's where Central Yarnum is. Yeah. There's a little bit more to it, too. Right through this way, there's a completely optional section. The only real enemy here that's kind of a pain in the butt is a brain sucker, but we could easily just deal with that thing with some Molotov cocktails, and that's really all that matters. Just don't let it grab you. Yeah, I don't mind wasting a couple $1,000s in Molotovs on this thing. I hate them. They're one of my least favorite enemies, so I don't mind at all the cost. Plus, I'm pretty sure that 1,000 blood echoes goes into the, could easily be enough to buy quite a few vials, or Molotovs. There's some accordion clothes on top of this roof, and then there's another new enemy in the cathedral, or not the cathedral, the hospital. But all of them are fairly just not at all to worry about. They're not worth worrying about. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, this roof doesn't really have any items. Just a lot of these crows. Correction, there is one item. It's a pebble. So yeah, we're inside the actual clinic itself. This area, it looks really huge, but it really isn't. There's only like a few rooms you could go into, and that's really about it. There's a new enemy in here. It's kind of on the other side of the map, the other side of the hallway, but yeah. Communion, I think that's the one that actually lets you have 2 blood vials instead of the 1. You could stack them so you can have 2 communions at once. It's pretty good. I believe that's the door. Yeah, that is. So if you want, you could actually go fight Iosefka herself, but I would not recommend it. Later in the game, once you beat a certain boss, she actually drops a very good item that you really, really want to get. And if you kill her now, you will not be able to get that item whatsoever. So it's not recommended killing her whatsoever right now. And this is the Celestial Emissary enemy. They aren't really that bad. They're kind of just... They're just kind of there. But something really interesting is... the item she drops is Isaka's Blood Vial, which is an item only given by Isaka herself. So... I kind of have to spoil it right now for a little bit of backstory, but... in the end credits of this game, the voice actor for Isaka, actually there are not one but two of them, and one of them is called Isaka, what's the word? I forgot. Wow, I'm brain skipping really hard. Basically, imposter. The word's imposter. So pretty much what happens is after you first meet Isaka and then speak with her again, it's a completely different person that's actually impostoring as Isaka, and what happened to the real one is it was turned into this little thing. And if you sent anyone here instead of the chapel, they would be turned into those little things. So it is not recommended whatsoever to send them here. So the item we just got, Chinher Summons, it is a very good item that is required to access to another optional area, which we're going to be doing a little bit later in the game. And the reason why I wanted to grab this now is because I'm not going to do it at all anytime soon. It's probably going to be like next week when I do it. But there are a few items that you get by doing the Chinhurst area that I really want that are really good for Blood Tinge users. So pretty good to have. I'll show you how to get to that area when I go to it, but it's pretty simple. So we are done here completely, and I'm going to finish up. So if you pretty much leave the area by using the lamp and you haven't killed Iosefka at all, this door will be closed, so you're going to have to go through that whole cavern area again. But personally, it's kind of worth it, and I'm probably going to do that all off-screen when I go to the area next. So, it's not a big deal. I really want to get that item, though. Also, I'm pretty sure I said Isaka wrong like a trillion times. So, with the money I saved up, I'm probably going to buy that Prospector set, because that set is one of my personal favorites. So, we're going to be probably just doing that. I think with all the cold blood and the money I saved up from killing all those enemies, I should have just enough to buy all 4 pieces. It's kind of an expensive set, so... yeah, I'll have enough. Decent amount left over. The only one I really don't like wearing is the hood, but the body... if I'm not mistaken, yeah, the body, like, look at the rapid poison resistance, the beast hood, and the frenzy resist. Not as much in terms of thrust and blood defense, but all around it has some really solid stats, and I'm a huge fan of it. This is pretty much what I'm going to be wearing for the rest of the game. I mean, maybe I'll switch it up. You get a lot of good, some good wearables also a little bit later, so. You could also now buy Henwick's set, which is pretty cool. I never really used it before, but it has decent... wow. That is some really good bolt resist, not gonna lie. Whew. I'll buy all these. I have enough for it. And if I need more insight, I'll just use my, whatever you call it. I'll look at that stuff off screen, just so if I like want to wear some piece of it, like I'll just show you guys next episode tomorrow. This episode's been going on long enough, so in the next episode we're going to be doing the first half, starting at the beginning of the village. That village that I kind of walked through to get to the cave in the next episode. And yeah, so thanks for watching this, guys. And man, if it wasn't for that first like 15 minutes of the episode, that was just kind of a waste. This episode wouldn't be ending right now, but whatever. I'm a little disappointed about that, but I mean, I kind of made up for it for the rest of it, so it's not a huge deal. I'm just making a big deal out of it, but it really isn't. I'm just kind of being an idiot. So I apologize for that. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.